Walk away, make profits another day. Welcome, people, to a new episode of the Suppoman Show. Here with me, your experienced superhero of cryptocurrency, the Suppoman. In today's video, I am going to be enlightening you on my cash out strategy before the bear market hits. How am I going to make sure that I maximize profits and don't get caught with my trousers down when the bear market comes and swallows up all the gains? When is this bear market likely to happen? And is this going to happen this year, or is it going to happen next year, or in a few years' time? That is what we are going to be discussing in today's video. So if you like insights like this, make sure that you smash a like of appreciation on this video. Literally takes you just a few seconds, but I love it. I love it. And let's see if we can get to 1,000 in this. We didn't yesterday, but let's see if we can get to 1,000 likes in this particular video. And if you haven't yet joined the Church of Suppotology with Father Suppo, then make sure that you subscribe, hit the bell notification so that you don't miss out on live streams, because I'm telling her, when you do miss out on live streams, you miss out on the gains, you miss out on the juiciness, you miss out on all of the substance and content that's out there. Nothing annoys me more than when I see people saying, oh, what coin did he talk about? It's like you miss the point entirely, and you're going to end up being kind of, I would say, ignorant and oblivious to all that is great and good in cryptocurrency. So, as I usually do at the very beginning, I am going to make sure that people in Twitter sphere know that I am here, because sometimes YouTube doesn't tell them, because YouTube does weird things. Even yesterday it was doing weird things. It was not sharing. It was my likes weren't displaying properly. So I am bringing you this video really because in yesterday's video there were a few people saying, oh, Superman, yeah, if your strategy is to be patient and make 100x, and blah, 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 then what are you going to do at the end of the bull market if you have not hit your 100x target? How are you going to ensure that, or what are you going to do? Are you going to keep on holding until you hit that 100x target, or are you going to cash out into fiat like you have been saying you're going to be doing? So I'm going to answer that question for you, because I feel that from my experience of 2017-18 and the subsequent 2 years after that, which were a period of great pain, struggle, and of course despair, which is very much the sentiment of the bear market, I'm going to use all of that experience to do things much better this time, much more effectively this time. I am not going to be blindsided again. Okay, so anyway, so let's see who's in the house. First of all, Mivek, Ryan, Jamie, Daniel, Ewelina, Abdul, Mash Smash, Ed Hardy, Mohammed, Noreen, Prabhat, KS, Martin Beaver, Bitcoin, Patrick Stock, Jason, Draz, Kryptonian, Emmett, Manish, Lindsay, Conrad, Abhishek, Cryptonymous, Severe, Dan S, Alan the Warrior, Zarluk Support, Lisa Marie, Danson, Sammy, Terry, Redford Danger, Saeed, Dvika, Christian, Altcoin Facts, Your 7, Karen Westgate, Terry, Gurmeet, Robert, Parish, Anton, KS, Victor, see you at the party, Victor, Kimbo, Dave, Jackal Creative Investing, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Korchak, great topic. Stock markets are overheated. What happens to Bitcoin and altcoins when it crashes? Doesn't look sustainable. Yes, I am going to be talking more about that in today's video. And also, I have had some requests for the discount code on my Udemy course. It is in the description if you would like it. Imran Khan. Is it the great Imran Khan? Matthew Robinson. Hero. IE Man. Crypto Coin Review. Lots of you guys. Really, really delighted to see all of you here in the house today, in the church. In the church. Thank you. Right, okay, so today we have hit a new all-time high. Hallelujah, what a day. Right? Hallelujah. Right, so we hit an new all-time high. Why? Probably because of the Coinbase IPO listing tomorrow, which, as I have said already, I'm not going to get into. Probably would be, as far as stocks are concerned, probably my best ever performing stock. I mean, thinking about it, you know, how many people know of Coinbase out there in the real world? Like when Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, all these things IPO'd, everybody knows about them. Like they're mainstream already, right? And everybody wants a piece of it. But who knows about Coinbase other than us a lot? And of course, as cryptocurrency becomes, more prevalent to the mainstream world, it is very, very likely this will be a great investment over time. Probably will perform like Tesla, because as the adoption grows in the mainstream, so then does Coinbase's value, because it's kind of like one of the kind of big cryptocurrency stocks you can get. So yeah, I mean, it probably would be good, but I prefer cryptocurrency, peeps. And to be quite frank, I wouldn't know how to get it. I'm sure there are websites where you can do it a lot like you can on Coinbase. But, where you can or Binance, where you can just literally, become a member and just trade yourself without a broker. But, whatever. Right. So anyway, Bitcoin has hit nearly 64,000 today, 63,774 at its top. Well, certainly on Coinbase anyway. So this now takes us to this graph here, okay? So when Bitcoin hits a new all-time high, we want to kind of see where does that put Bitcoin as far as being close to euphoria stage, because euphoria stage is the big danger point, okay? Now, if you can see this graph, hopefully you can, behind my big head, we are, well, this is at 59,000, so this was 69.4%. So if we were going to go on the basis of about 64, then I would say we're probably going to be around about 70.5, maybe. And maybe. I mean, it could be anything from 70 to 70.5%. And of course, 75% is where euphoria hits. And this is where, of course, you are flying by the seat of your pants. So what aids this discussion about cashing out is euphoria stage ultimately, because euphoria stage is the time when you are most at risk of then the massive amounts of happiness and exuberance and people overexcited, unbelieving of the prices that you have of the cryptocurrencies they hold in their portfolio. They think, oh, I'm going to keep holding it. This could double. This could go 3x, 5x, 10x. It's such an exuberant period. And that is the best time to sell. So, arguably the best time to sell is on the come down. Okay, it's on the come down towards denial stage. Okay, so the green bit before blue is called belief. And the green bit after blue is called denial, where people think, oh, this is gonna continue. Look, Bitcoin is going to disassociate from stocks, going to disassociate from the main financial markets. It's growing in adoption. You got Tesla, you got Coinbase IPO, you got all these things. You got PayPal. It's not going to be the same like it was before. Right? It's not like it was before, where we had a euphoria stage and then it went straight into an immediate bear market for 18 months. It's not going to be like that this time. This time it could be just like how Tesla stocks perform, how the housing market performs, where it's just a trajectory up 5 or 6 years. That's what happens when people are in euphoria. It's this belief and this phase and sentiment where you feel like you can't lose. Right? And I am going to be giving you advice to protect yourself against such feelings, because I remember it very, very well when Bitcoin hit its all-time high. I did a video at that particular time, it was 17th of December, 16th of December, 2017, hit its all-time high, and I was there saying, this is going to continue. So anyway, right, and what happened literally 2 weeks later? Bang! So, never again. So, Suppoman, what is your strategy? So my strategy is, in essence, it's going to be a mixture of two things, okay? So something that I didn't do last time round was start cashing out my profits, right? Now, I want to make something very, very clear before we get started, okay? And that is an affirmation that I would like for you to take on, okay? And that affirmation is as follows. I am responsible for my profits, I am responsible for my cash out point, and I'm responsible for the life I'm looking to create. That's what you need to say. I am responsible for my profits, I am responsible for my cash out point, and I am responsible for the life I am looking to create. That is what you need to say, because what I share with you is my own personal strategy. Do you want to take that on? That is up to you. But what I will say is that you're not buying at the same time as me, and therefore you're not making the exact gains I am making, the 100x or whatever, which I typically use as a cash out. So you must take responsibility. I am not taking that responsibility. If you get caught with your trousers down, that is literally down to you. And if you get caught, and if you don't get caught with your trousers down, that is again down to you. I am not taking credit or blame either way. But I am literally going to explain to you how I am going to be doing it so that you know in your mind that there is a strategy that you can follow. Now, yesterday I brought you a load of cryptocurrencies that I am holding in my personal wallet. You know, I'm holding Bitmax, Bitcoin, Hashgraph, Utrust, and a lot of these cryptocurrencies. Now, in a bull market, all of them are on a trajectory towards 100x, okay? So that is what I am chasing in every single scenario. In every cryptocurrency that I have currently cashed out, so I've cashed out some Bitmax, I cashed out Ethos, I cashed out some Linear, I've cashed out Matic, I have cashed out not very much Phantom, but I have cashed out the majority of my 100x's. And when I say I cash out, I say I basically start to sell it off, ladder sell off from 100x. I don't sell it all, but I sell the majority of my position. Okay, so for instance, with Linear, when it hit 100x for me, which was 30 cents, because I bought it at 0.003 of a dollar, then that was a point I sold half of it. With Bitmax again, you know, I bought that at 1 cent. I sold it between $1 and $1.2. That's not all of it. All I sold was 200,000 out of my pot of 2.5 billion that I had at the time. So I sold 250,000 of it. So I've still got 2.2 something million Bitmaxes still to cash out. Right, and the reason why Bitmax is a little bit of an outlier because most of my coins are locked up. I can't just cash them out whenever I want to. I have to wait for them to kind of unlock, right? But anyway, what I did have available, I cashed out around about 100 to 125x on that. And that is to protect myself against, you know, the losses that inevitably come in cryptocurrency, not just in a bear market, because a bear market essentially takes down everything kind of in unison, right? But you don't need a bear market for your cryptocurrency to hit a certain level of euphoria or to hit a price which is almost unbelievable, unfathomable. You can't, it's too good to be true. And when a price is too good to be true, that is typically the time to sell it, all right? Because it's just, you can't be too greedy in cryptocurrency. That is what I've learned because I've been greedy in cryptocurrency. Like when I bought Zebi, I could have sold it much, much earlier. I could have sold it for a huge profit. And in the end, I sold it for like $3,000 when I could have sold it for about $150,000. I've made big mistakes and I'm not making those mistakes anymore. So what I do is I cash out along the way because you don't need a bear market for your crypto, for your altcoin to essentially hit a peak. And then that is like the end of the peak, right? You know, the kind of upswing at the end of a bull market where you've got kind of where you have Bitcoin hitting its absolute high, then it kind of feeds down into altcoins and then they kind of have that big spike at the end and then they hit an all-time high, could or may not actually exceed the peak that your cryptocurrency reaches, let's say, because of some major event that sent its price going parabolic that is unmatchable in the future, even in that bull market spike, right? Another thing that I want to say is the reason why I cash out at 100x is because we have got data, okay? So if I just take a look at this with you, in the first ever bull to then bear market cycle, we had kind of 3 stages of euphoria before the market eventually tanked and then went down to capitulation stage. Capitulation is like the absolute worst case scenario, and euphoria is the absolute best case scenario. Okay, so anyway, so carrying on. So there were 3 the first time round, bull to bear market. Then the next time, which was around about 2013, there were 2 big peaks, 2 euphoric peaks. Okay, so there was one here in kind of early 2013, and then one here towards the end of 2013. And there was kind of a big difference in those euphoria stages. So in the first one, the price kind of peaked around about $200, and the next time round, it peaked around about $1,130. So if you'd have sold at the first euphoria stage, then you would have missed out on about 4 or 5x profit there if you had not held on to a slight kind of anxiety stage, which then went back into belief and then euphoria, and then it went back into despair. So it went 3, then 2, then 1, right? So the data would point to, we had 3 before, we had 2 the second time round, we had 1 the last time round. This time round, are we even going to hit it? Are we even going to properly hit it? And if we hit it, well, if it has gone from 3 to 2 to 1, are we just going to hit it once again? You know, that is, we can only operate on data. And data is what kind of allows us to predict or project what is likely to happen in a future event. So, that is what could happen, right? It could be just 1, or it might not even hit. Okay, that is a likely scenario. The second scenario is that in last time round, we know how money kind of flows. Bitcoin, then altcoins. Okay, so if we have a look at the altcoin season index, there's a really good ebb and flow between Bitcoin and altcoins, right? So Bitcoin goes down, and this is typically what would happen. So Bitcoin hits its peak, then all of a sudden, Bitcoin begins to lower in value as the money flow goes into altcoins, resulting in altcoin season. Who's to say that is going to happen again this time? Who's to say that it will go from Bitcoin to altcoins then to bear market? Who's to say that it won't go from altcoins to Bitcoin to bear market? We just don't know. So because we don't know, and because the cryptocurrency space is very, very young, you can make your conjecture, you can make predictions, you can say, right, the bull market could last until 2022, 2023. It could last till 2030, right? But it could also happen right now. It could also happen right now. So what happened all the way back in 2017 was catalyst, the kind of end of the bull market in 2017 was the launch of, or not exactly was the launch, but it was certainly one of the reasons for the high spike at the end, was the launch of Bitcoin, CME and CBOE Bitcoin futures in December 2017. Just before it launched, essentially Bitcoin hit its highest price, and from that point, that was it. It was kind of despair from that point, or at least it was a road to despair from that point. Now, who's to say Coinbase IPO is not the exact same event? Who's to say we are not right now about to begin a bear market? We don't know. I don't personally think so. I'm sure you don't think so. And certainly with the momentum of the market at the moment, it doesn't seem as if that is the case. But you never know. That is the point. You never know. And you can try and think that somebody said it in my masterminds group, and this is a group I would definitely encourage you to join. Join it. It is basically t.me/Suppo chat. Join that group. That is my Telegram group, and it's got the best conversations in there, most intellectual people in cryptocurrency in there. Join them if you want to be much better educated and informed. But people seem to think, because these graphs did not exist before, right? These graphs have come as a result of the data we now have and can look at retrospectively based on what we've experienced in cryptocurrency. Right, this data quite nicely shows we had a euphoria stage, we had a despair stage, and so on and so on. And what I think is very easy to think is that now that we have the data, now that we know that every time we kind of hit a euphoria stage, we went into a bear market, is that we are going to just know this time, right? If it was, if we in cryptocurrency, in a very unsophisticated, still a very underdeveloped ecosystem, if you think this is going to give us the knowledge of when we should sell out, then what do you think happens on Wall Street and in the stock market? Like, if they have been operating for years, they've got billions and billions of data points that they can source to see if there's going to be a bull or a bear market, right? But if they all knew that everybody would cash out at the same time and everybody would buy in at the same time, but nobody does, because nobody knows. It's impossible to predict. Now, my personal feeling is that come towards the end of the year, because it's around about the 18 month to 2 year stage that we have been in a bull market, towards the end of this year is when I personally think that we are going to be hitting a bear market, right? There is obviously a argument to suggest that we may not be having a bear market for the next few years. But the fact is that you don't know and I don't know, nobody knows. Okay. Yes, there is manipulation at the top, and they are probably more likely to know than, us mere mortals down here. But, don't just expect that you can know what's going to happen, right? Don't expect, as somebody said in my Suppoman group earlier, that the bear is going to come and knock at your door and say, hey, I'm coming. You may want to come and clear out your house now because I'm going to come and wreck it. No, the bear isn't going to do that. It's just going to come barging in. It's gonna take, territory of your house, take territory of your possessions, your family, your wife or whatever, and you are not gonna be able to do anything until it's all over already. Okay? Don't think that the bear market is predictable. It isn't. Okay? Just like the bull market. Well, it's predictable to an extent that you can kind of expect it every 18 months, 2 years. But at the same time, don't expect to know exactly when and at what point and at what date it's going to happen. So the best thing that you can do is essentially have price targets. So let me share with you what my price targets are. So this is going to be kind of a little bit... it's going to only give you a few examples. These are my personal investments, and these are the prices that I am cashing out at. So whether or not the momentum's brilliant, whether or not I personally believe that the bull market has got more legs in it, I am going to start ladder selling from these prices. So Bitmax, $4 to $5. It's hit $3 without hitting a peak, right? And I think the reason why Bitmax hit the price it did is because essentially it was a really high quality launch pad at that point for really good cryptocurrencies. You had to kind of have Bitmax in order to take part in some of the auctions that have taken place, like Oxygen and Persistence and ones for the future, right? So with that demand and that concentration of money will come higher value. So I imagine that this will probably go to $4 to $5, and I will start to cash out from that point, and that will be like my kind of final cash out of Bitmax of what I can cash out. The rest has to stay, and I'll just have to kind of ride that through the bear market and then sell at the next bull market. Because I imagine that the unlock process, I probably won't be able to cash out most of them until I'm about 50 or something. Then Bitcoin. So I put a $110,000 because my personal prediction was that Bitcoin's probably going to hit about 100,000. Considering that we are probably going to have a few peaks and troughs, the euphoria stage to Bitcoin price is going to widen. Then I think it's going to take a hell of a lot more potentially to get to a euphoria stage and get a much higher Bitcoin price to get to euphoria stage. So it could even be 150, 200k. But I'm going to start ladder selling from 110. No emotions. I love Bitcoin. I think it's wonderful, but I'm going to start ladder selling from that point. I want to be very, very clear that I am not concerned with cashing out at the top, right? So I cashed out my Bitmax, my first part of Bitmax at $1 to $1.25, right? The price subsequently went to $3, and I could have made my, let's say, like $300,000, actually more $9,000, $900,000. Did I care? No, because I'd rather cash out at $300,000 than have cashed out way before at $10,000, which is what it had been sitting in before 2021. So I took those profits, invested in a property, and essentially that now is not like my investment. Okay, so that is how I am kind of cashing out. I'm cashing out and either keeping it in Tether for something else I can buy at maybe new stage, or I am investing it into something lasting. What I found coming out of the bull market of 2017-18 is that just before the bull market kind of collapsed, I was mega rich, and then when the bull market very quickly into the bear market, I wasn't very rich, and I had nothing at all to show for that richness. I had no possessions, no property, nothing that I had put those profits into so that I could ride that bear market and think, you know what, at least I got that out of it. At least I cashed out and got that out of it. No, I had virtually nothing. And I just watched this slow decline, as it went from, denial to anxiety to despair to capitulation, right? And then all the way back up. And I had to ride all of that with nothing to actually show for it, because I thought to myself, well, I missed out that opportunity, so I'm not going to cash out now, right? Because I thought it'd come back. But again, in hindsight, I wasn't, we didn't have a lot of intelligence back then as far as data that we could reference. Now we do. So anyway, so I am not overly concerned with catching the top. I am more concerned with cashing out my profits while I can, because there will be a point where the price will go way below my cash out point. And I will be thankful that I cashed out at that point. So 110k Bitcoin, start ladder selling. Won't sell my whole position. I will kind of start selling up after 110. And then if it comes down, we'll probably start selling the lot. Then next, Hashgraph. Now, Hashgraph I bought at about 12 cents, okay? Now, 100x on 12 cents is basically $12. I don't necessarily foresee in this bull market I'm going to be hitting $12. It could happen from 33 cents to $12. It can happen. It did happen all the way back in 2017. But I'm going to start ladder selling from $5 up to hopefully $12. Then Linear. So Linear, I did my initial cash out at around about 30 cents. Now I have taken profits, I've taken my initial investment, and now I'm just going to ride the rest. I believe that Linear, as one of the best synthetics platforms, second really to synthetics itself, I think that this is going to have a rapid spike. Now that it's on Binance, when the retail money comes in, euphoria stage is really signified by the masses coming in droves at that last minute. That's what kind of makes everything kind of spike 5x in the last kind of 2 weeks. So I reckon that Linear is going to hit around about 150 and then bang, it's going to go. Then ADA, $5. I bought ADA between 2.5 cents to 7 cents. So this is kind of equidistant, $5. I personally believe ADA could probably exceed this, could probably get 10 as a max. I'm going to start selling this at 5, no matter where we are. So if it happens in July and it's $5, I am going to start selling. Even though I personally think the bull market is going to end the end of the year, I'm going to start selling from $5 because I want to just start cashing out and making sure that I don't lose it like last time. Because last time I bought ADA at 2.5 cents, I only sold a fraction of it at about $1.20-ish. I sold a fraction of it and I just had a ton left. But I'm not too despondent about that because now we've gone back up to 120 and now there's more power to exceed that 120 to go towards $5. But got caught with my pants down before with ADA, so I'm going to be starting to cash out around about $5. As far as I'm concerned, this is going to be kind of seven. Each of these would be more than 7 figures in each of these pots. So therefore, I am not going to be too greedy. The best time to buy is in despair stage. So by cashing out at this point, when the bear market takes everything into decline, when things start going from a very high price, like once upon a time, Rayblox or Nano, as it's now called, was $40, and then it went down to about, 20 cents or something. You would not believe how much a cryptocurrency can be taken down in that big horrible route from kind of denial all the way down to despair, right? So therefore, the best time to buy is in despair or capitulation stage. So by selling these prices here, and these are ambitious prices anyway, when the prices go down, the amount I will be able to buy back with the profits is astronomical. And then, of course, when you go to the next bull wave, then the profits are going to be even more. You just kind of compound it, essentially. Then VeChain, 50 cents. Utrust, $2. Ethereum, 6K. Link, $150. And Phantom, $100. So yes, regardless basically what I'm trying to say is this: regardless of the bull market, sorry, the bear market date, which I am predicting, which may or may not happen, I am going to be cashing out at 100x points for these particular cryptocurrencies, these particular prices. I'm going to start ladder selling at these prices to hedge against the risk that it could happen at any point. And I am not going to be caught with my pants down again. So basically, ride the profit wave of this bull market in order to make very, very good profits. Hold on. You can see all my thumbnails there. To make very, very good profits. As far as I'm concerned, it's money I would never have to do anything again, to be fair. I could just literally just sit here and do nothing. Never have to invest again. Never have to do anything again. But yeah, how I kind of see cryptocurrency is it's a game. You know, it's like a pastime. It's like a sport. You know, this is what it means to me. Like, it's a challenge, my own personal challenge. And, you know, like you have racing drivers that try and win a Grand Prix and then subsequently a World Championship. My Grand Prix are every single coin. And essentially, my World Championship is the overall, you know, massive profit at the end, which I try to make into, yeah, hopefully around about 9 figures this time round, I hope. But anyway, that is kind of like my plan. So that's my Grand Prix, you know, or should I say that's my sport. This is my sport. And I am competing with everybody, even though I like to provide this, you know, these videos on a day-to-day basis. And I like to educate you, and I like to tell you what I like, and blah, 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 and the reasons why I think it's going to do well. Ultimately, you know, you have to buy at your price points. I have to buy at mine. I have to sell at mine. You've got to sell at yours. You know, ultimately, you know, I may be saying I think ADA's going to go to $5, and you may think I'm going to cash out at like $4.50. Before Suppoman cashes out, just in case, you know, just because I want to make sure I make a profit before him. And that is fine, because you are playing the game exactly the same. And you can't be, you know, at the end of the day, it's yourself you're benefiting. Doesn't matter who in the community you like or love and speak to. Ultimately, it's your life, and you have to make sure you are creating the life you want for your family, you know, for the generations that follow you. And you can't think, oh, X person who's my friend is saying I shouldn't cash out, so I'm not going to cash out, and then bang, cryptocurrency goes down, your family's effed, your generations after you are effed. You don't want to do that. You've got to make sure you are making the choices in your best interest, and don't feel guilty about it, because ultimately there are hundreds of thousands of people trading cryptocurrencies. One person's not going to make a big difference. Other than, of course, the whale investors or big wallet holders. So anyway, yeah, so to answer the question, in essence, about, you know, about will you hold on through a bear market? No. That is the answer. No, I will not be holding through a bear market. I will be cashing out. Worst case scenario is if I have not hit my buy points, is that I will probably be looking to exit as we come out of that euphoria stage into denial stage. But that is my personal strategy. It may work, it may not work, but what I can guarantee you is that it's going to be a profitable position, and I'm not going to be selling at an enormous loss. So it may not necessarily time the tops of all of the particular cryptocurrencies I'm invested in, but overall, generally, it's going to be a humongous profit based on the price point I got in at. Which is why it's very, very important to ABE. Always bulletproof entry. Okay? So, now that I have talked you through my particular cash out plan, let's see what you guys have to say. And I will answer any of your questions. And going back to your point, Jason, stock markets are overheated. There is a crash that's expected to happen at some point. And it's likely it's going to happen all in unison. And it's very likely it's probably going to be at the end of the year. Like, people are saying, oh, COVID is kind of ending. People are going back out. People are happier and blah, 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 blah. And that being the basis that it should go up, or the market should go up. As far as I'm concerned, It's the stimulus packages coming as a result of COVID, which has kind of fueled this exuberance in various financial markets. When that ends, then I think is when we've got a potential crash of everything. The stock market, the housing market, the cryptocurrency market. Many things I personally think are going to crash. It's been, as you say, Jason, I think it's been overheated for some time. And we've been lucky in cryptocurrency that we have been able to ride a kind of, a kind of yearly, because it was last summer, really, it all started. A nice yearly wave of bullishness. And I think we've got another 6 months left to go of it. So, but great question, Jason. Thank you very much. Johnny, Fine Refinable announced on Launchpad on polkadot. Any info on how to get in? No. It's basically I think the typical polkadot criteria of either 3,000 poles or an equal amount of poles in Ethereum. I think it's 1 Ethereum and then an equal amount of poles. Lisa Marie, I'm feeling your energy, Superman. Can't wait to see this affirmations. So if we can't get in on Fine, what do you recommend that will 200x? Come on. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? Coins don't 200x. Not every coin will 200x. And coins don't just 200x, okay? It's all going to be based on the price you get in at. That is because there are people saying, oh, Superman, why don't you talk about this coin? Why don't you talk about that coin? Why don't you talk about Alchemist? Why don't you talk about NKN? Why? Because they're like multi-hundreds of millions. Like, you are not going to make a 200x out of that. It's statistically impossible. Particularly not in one cycle anyway. You may have to hold through like 2 cycles maybe. And the thing is that, Bitmax I bought in 2018 and I had to hold to this point now, which is 2021, to make 100x, 200x, 300x. Like, it can happen in a 6-month window. Like I said, with Ethos, it happened. It was a perfect storm. But that is a very outlier perfect storm. It's a black swan perfect storm. It can happen where everything just kind of goes together perfectly, but it doesn't always happen. It can happen on something very, very strong where all the ingredients kind of will manifest at once. But it doesn't always happen. And that's something you've got to really be aware of. So what was I going to look at? Is it on here? What was that I was going to look at? Beyond. The harder I try. Ooh. Oh, it is there. I don't know if the price will be there yet. No, it's not there. Let me have a look on CoinGecko. Beyond, last I saw it was about $5. Which is utterly... Oh, wrong one. The Beyond. Right, there we are. Have they got a price on here? No! If anybody's got the price, let me know. But last I saw it was $5. So, Beyond Finance was about 50 cents. At IDO, right? Now, assuming you got in at IDO, and then it hit its absolute peak when it came out on Uniswap, which was around about 100. Somebody said 160. I personally saw it go to 120. It's tabulated, documented on my Twitter. Now, if you got in at that entry point and sold at that point at $120, that's a 240x. But it relies on you being able to get into IDO. It relies on you having a good enough stake for you to make a really good multiplier on that stake. And then it requires like the perfect storm of hype, whale investors, the launch strategy to send it to 200x, right? So this 240x off the bat. But you needed to have the exact right situation to be able to profit from that majorly. And not every cryptocurrency that you can invest in right now has not got a launch pad and that launch strategy to get it going from like 0 to 100, right? It's got to kind of work gradually up in a series of updates, product developments, partnerships, institutional investors getting into it, whale investors getting into it. So there's so many factors. You can't just say, oh, here's a 100, 200x coin. Because it's just not reality. Super, thank you so much for Convergence. Let me see how Convergence is doing, because yesterday I brought you this and it was 10 cents at the time. Let's have a look. And Convergence were absolutely wonderful earlier. They retweet or tweeted me, or tweeted my video, which I thought was very lovely of them. So this has hit 13.3 cents and it's on the upper end of that, so that's good. Let's have a look at a few more. So 8pay. 8pay I saw did quite well yesterday. I don't know where it's kind of at now. 56 cents. That's good. It's good. Goody gumdrops. Are you not afraid of the huge amount of coins that are still to be put on the market with Convergence and Labs? Well, yeah, but they're not all going to just be added, are they? Like, I think that I probably experienced one of the worst dilutions of a cryptocurrency, and that was in Hashgraph, and look where that is now. That is like steaming up the top 100. So, yes and no. You know, I don't like dilution. It's not an ideal scenario, but that is how it works in cryptocurrency. It really is how it works. But if the project is strong and it's got a long roadmap ahead of it and very good and significant milestones that will drive up the prices, then over time, then you should be able to achieve your goals. And I know this, having time and time again achieved 100x pluses. So will you sell all of your comp this year? Yeah, I will. Yeah, of course I will. What price do you think Kickpad can get to this year? Well, it's going to be dependent on the projects they host. So Refinable was what I was kind of thinking might go on Kickpad, but it didn't. But probably very good projects coming on Kickpad. It's just started. You know, BSC Pad had some shit projects at first, and then all of a sudden they ramped it up and got some really good ones. You know, like AOS and Blind Boxes, and there was another one, I've forgotten it. Well, 8pay was another one. At Auction was another one. Like, they've ramped up over time, because over time it's gotten more attention, more venture capitalists has gotten into it, and you know, therefore more connections and better projects. So over the course of time, Kickpad can go up megarifically, because Kickpad has actually got probably one of the lowest market caps of all the launch pads. So let me just bring up my watch list. Why isn't it coming up? Hurry up. Hurry up. I want to go insomnia. It's going very slow. It's like, this is what happens at all-time highs. It's just kind of like everything kind of goes down to the minimum. Right, so Launchpadiums. Launchpads. Safe. Cool. So let's have a look. How Kickpad. Look. Oh, they don't even have it on here, actually. But let me have a look at Kickpad on here. They might have the true metrics. They will have the true metrics, because 577. 45 million. So if we cross-reference that, it's essentially... It would be about here, right? As far as the ranking is concerned of all kind of launch pads, this isn't all of them. Have I put? I don't even think I've put. I have kind of not actively put ones that are not working right now. So, for instance, Finminity, Plasma Pay, you know, they aren't really up and running at the moment. So what I'm using are the ones that are actually up and running, actual launch pads currently, you know, launching projects. So it's pretty much at the bottom. So over the course of time, it could get up there into the hundreds of millions. But my personal strategy is to keep accumulating Kickpad when IDOs launch, because that's the best time. I couldn't get into the IDO for Beyond. What would be a good buy-in price? Well, I was thinking that anything... Hold on. So the... the IDO price was 50 cents, but the market cap was about 1.9 million. Let me just see if I can find it. $3.5 mil. I don't know if it's still the same amount of circulating supply, but 5 times 3.5 is what? 17 or so? 17 and a half? So it's 17.5 million market cap if it's still $5. I don't know if it's still $5 or if that was just the bottom. But I would say that if you can get under $12, which I think would be amazing, if you can get under $12, then that is less than 10x its IDO price. And considering it 240x, then it shows elasticity and what it can achieve over time. Not saying it will happen straight away, but it can achieve it if it has already achieved it. It was just an accelerated amount of demand at that particular time. Message retracted, Lisa. But thank you very much for the $10. Hi, Suppo. I managed to get in paid at pre-sale at 3.5 cents. I cashed out 40% 150x. Where would you sell the rest? Wow, so you 150x'd. Amazing. Well, seeing as though you cashed out a significant portion of that, and I hope made a lot of money in that process, then really paid is at the beginning. You know, paid is in still early stages, you know, considering that it's got quite a high market cap. They're part of Master Ventures. They are going to be hosting, I think, personally speaking, I think they're going to be hosting, you know, well VC-backed cryptocurrencies moving forward. Like, once you're in, you're kind of in, right? So, you know, they're going to be having a whole host of VC-backed cryptocurrencies in a very exciting bull market, which we haven't even realized, I believe, the full extent of. So I think it's got a long way to go. And plus, there may be more incentives. Like, over time, you know, they may be giving incentives to people that hold, and therefore it'll keep better price stability and allow the price to compound on itself. So based on that, you know, it could have a long way to go. So I would probably have a tactic to ladder sell it from, you know, I think that there's been no launchpad as of yet that's breached $1 billion, but over the course of the bull market, it probably will. And paid network, I think, equal kind of to polkadot, has a very good chance of being one of those $1 billion ones. So I would personally hold it to around about $15 at least. Could go way more than that over time. How do you think new coin launches will fare in a bear market? I think that what will happen in a bear market is it will have its initial... So what happened with Beyond today? Well, they will have an initial price spike. It will go up to an incredible level, but it will very quickly dwindle but won't recover. So in a bull market, I foresee that Beyond could reach, you know, the levels it reached today back again. In a bear market, it won't happen. Suppo got Celsius at 25 cents, is now $7.28. How would you figure out percentage gains on the price? Well, essentially that means that you've, you get a 25 cent as a division of 728. Work out what it is as a multiplier. So that looks like pretty amazing gains. So 7.28 divided by 0.25. So you've made a 29x. So you've still got... It depends on what your strategy is. It depends on what your strategy is. Like, I don't invest in anything unless I'm kind of looking for 100x, and that is why the bullet proof entry is so important, because I have to personally predict that from the point I enter, I can 100x, and I can only do that in low cap cryptocurrencies. What are you thinking all these launch pads will do and VCs you can invest with? Thank you very much, O'Brox. what are you thinking all these launch pads will do and VCs you can invest with? I think that over the course of time, you are going to be seeing probably more and more. It's kind of like the cool thing to do at the moment. You're probably going to see, like other platforms. They haven't got anything else to do, so they're just going to add a launchpad to it. Why not? So you're going to be seeing a few players, but you're only going to be seeing some major players. So I think over the course of time, it'll be similar to what we see with Aave, Celsius, Nexo, Compound, and some of the kind of blue chip lending or DeFi coins. There's going to be your blue chip ones, and then they're going to be your minor players. These, I believe, or amongst these, are the blue chips. So they are going to be able to attract the best projects, and then the more minor projects where you'll be able to make maybe a 10x are going to go to, like, I don't know, Plasma Pay and all that. But you want to be going for, but I personally believe the best projects are going to launch on, a few of these. I think Kickpad is showing good signs, good momentum so far. BSC Pad is certainly doing very, very well. They're increasing allocations too, which means they're trying to deliver more value to people. So more allocations in very promising projects almost means people can nearly be a VC. Paid Network, polkadot, I think I'm not a big fan of, to be fair, because I think it's probably got the lowest odds of getting into a good project. Lucas, thank you very much for your 10 euros. I really appreciate that. Can you tell us your exit prices for CGG, SIFT, Conv, and Tidal? I can't tell you it right now because I don't have that data with me, but I could try at some point to do so. But that will probably constitute another video, or at least or at the very least a Udemy lecture. I'm not sure if I want to be just putting all my positions out there, because everybody will try and because a lot of my community get into my coins, so they'll probably just try and put their sell orders just before mine. So you got to just understand that I go for 100x's. What do you think of Equalizer? I think it's interesting. Flash loans seems to be venture backed. I like it, but it's not really DeFi season, so I'm not sold at the moment. And besides, on a personal level, if I don't get into something at a very, very low cap, I don't know what Equalizer is right now, but if it's not micro cap, then I'm not very interested at all. So let's have a look. You see, the thing is that kind of how I think of it, and it's kind of selfish, I suppose, but at the same time very effective, is that I don't see why I should line the pockets of a ton of people that got in before me. I want to be as early or near early to all the people that got the best price for it. Otherwise, I'm just not interested in it. But anyway, they haven't got market cap data here. Let's have a look and see if it's on. See if it's on CoinGeckoage. No, it's not. It's very irritating. Suppo, where would you invest 50k, 100k? Stratos and Refinable at the moment. Suppo, can you take up Bond Appetit? I looked at it the other day. Oh, you know what, Matt? You paid £10, so yeah, okay, go on then. Bond Appetit. Let's have a gander. Is it actually on CoinGecko yet? Ah. Looks like it is. Bag. 242. Very, very little volume. Not been out very long. Well, no, it's not been tracked by CoinGecko for very long. The first DeFi protocol that connects real-world debt instruments with the Ethereum ecosystem. So, is it kind of like fixed rate bonds? It is. So this has similarities. I don't know the market. Well, 1.9 million market cap. Ex-CEO of Blockchain Lab at Deloitte. CEO of Waves as an advisor. That's not that great. I don't really give a shite about some advisors. to be fair. It's really the teams and the venture capitalists I care about. But this is similar, I guess, to 88 miles an hour. They do fixed rate bonds. And what have they achieved in market cap? Well, it's a potential. Looking at 88 miles an hour, but they've got an MVP. They've got 7.57 million value locked. This seems undervalued. If it's 1.9 million market cap, and the total value locked massively exceeds the market cap, then this would seem undervalued. So in that case, I kind of like this, yeah. But, let me just have a... Let me just have a look and see if anybody's... I doubt they are. Yeah, at least 88 miles an hour have Andre Cronje in it. But I don't know... No, it's there. Let's have a look. This could be interesting. Oh, Waves. Waves are the only investors. It seems okay. If it's 1.9 million, actually it seems like it could be good. This could really rocket in a second coming of DeFi season. But we had a great DeFi season last summer, an incredible DeFi season 2.0 early this year, and hopefully a powerhouse one this summer. But it all depends on what's exciting at the time. Thoughts on soon to be released BSC Station? I've never heard of it, so let's have a look. Come on, let's twist again, like we did last summer. It's, in my opinion, it's a little bit too little too late. You know, you have to kind of be first to market or just don't bother. You only look like a pretender otherwise. You just look like a Me Too product. And unless there's something significantly different about BSC Station versus BSC Pad or BSC Starter, it's just a Me Too product. There's going to be so many of these launching, and most of them are going to be shit and just waste people's money. That looks very much like 1 inch. NFT Station SDK. NFTs is related to the use of an auction feature. Smart security. Auctions. Dutch auction, English auction. Sealed bid auction. Start pool. Bake. BCSB. Oh, that must be the BSC Station. And BNB pool. BSC swap. Yada yada yada. Startup incubation, fuel for DeFi with NFT auction. Wow. Well, shut my mouth. One would have to verify this. But that's pretty insane. BSC Pad. So they've got Spark, Morningstar, NGC, AU21X21. So that's basically mid, low, top. And pretty good. This doesn't look like it's a launch pad, though. It looks like it's kind of like a decentralized suite for users. Yeah, it looks like it's more an NFT DeFi play. Because I thought this was a launch pad, but it's not, I don't think. So I need to verify that data. I do like the look of the website. Like, I like the graphics there. Thoughts on API 3? I think API 3 could go to about $30 or more. Super, what do you think about FOMOLabs.io? Is it out yet? If it's not, I'm not going to be chasing my tail again looking for it. Let's have a look. Let's have an LW, otherwise known as a lucky work. Nope. Come on! No. I looked at it and it looked shit, to be honest. But the fact that it had Tyson Fury was pretty... Did I buy Beyond? Yes. I've got Beyond, yes. I got an allocation of Beyond, so yes. Super, I've been watching you since 2017. Can you have a look at Zan Alia? Alia low market cap. Zan Leah. How long has this been out? Is this new? It's got a nice little penguin logo. Come on. Oh, it's only been out. It's only been out a little bit. Is there any data on here? No. Oh well, never mind. Can't really assess it. Really try and put the market caps on it if you can. Otherwise, I can't really assess it. You know, I don't know what percentage the volume is compared to its market cap. NFT marketplace. Best decentralized. I don't like claims like that. Best decentralized NFT market. You just don't put that, do you? AR VR generation. That's pretty good, actually. Like, I like all of this graphics work that's gone on in the background. That's quite interesting. But again, without market cap data, I can't really say. But if it's very low market cap, could do okay. But we've just come out of... I mean, it's not really solely the end. Thank you very much, Lindsay, for the $4.99. Loving lives this week, Suppo. Learning so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, like, it's not the end. Like, if I just have a look at a cryptocurrency I brought you last week, Trustworks. Yeah, this has gone up massive recently. Look, even today, 86%. So it's not the end for NFTs. Yeah, there's definitely still room for some low market cap ones to grow or some exceptional ones to grow. But we're out of hype phase, I think is the best thing to say. Right, I need to get through some of these questions quickly now. Super, thank you very much for your hard work. What's your target sell price for Unlock? I would say probably about 4 billion. I would say market cap. Because I got in at 4 million. So 440. Oh, wait a minute. 440. 400 would be 100x, wouldn't it? It's near. I'd probably start selling from 100x. But I think it could potentially go to 4 billion. I mean, it's Coinbase at the end of the day. But I don't necessarily think I see that this time round. What do you think of Gil Mattia Matrix not on CoinGecko or CMC yet. I'll have a very, very quick look. Materia. Material. A material girl living in a material world. Materia. Oh. Well, it looks shit. I'll give it that. And it's not secure. So, shit, essentially. Thoughts currently on Relevant? I'm surprised. Surprised that it's shut down. But it's probably just not its time yet. Alex, thank you very much for the 20 euros. Don't know what that tune was. Graph will hit $10 in this bull run? Probably. I can't say I care, but probably. Suppo, can you please look at FOMO Labs? I'll take a look at the website very shortly, actually. Can you check out Revamon? Yes. Apparently, yes. I bet this won't have any market cap data on it. $0.91. I don't know what the IDO price is. 55% down today. Hit 281. Have they changed the website at all? Can you buy these? Is this like Pokemon, essentially? It's taken a long time to load. Loading. Love it. It's like one of those old computer games where you had to wait for it to load up. Yeah, it looks exactly the same as it did last time I looked at it. Yeah, I may look into this next time round. But pre-sale price was 11 cents. So it's what? 9x? Just under 9x, 8x. So it's lost. Oh, what? Fuck off. That cannot be right. 1 million? Nah, that can't be right, surely. No, sorry, 900k. That cannot be right. Is it right? That can't be right. Let me have a look. Circulating supply, 13 million. What have they got here? Yeah, they've got it wrong. So it's actually, well, it's essentially 12 times this. No, sorry, 12 times this. It's about 12 million market cap. So very, very low compared to, let's say, Pokemon, which is about what, 50 million now. So I'm late to part. Have you reviewed eBox yet? Yes, I have reviewed it. Yes. Well, I wouldn't say I've reviewed it in a dedicated format, but I've certainly looked at it in a quite thorough fashion. Thanks for the great work, champ. Would you take a peek at GDAO? GDAO. The mistakes of the jaw. There is no GDAO. I need some confirmation bias. Oh, Governor DAO. Governor DAO. Xanadu. I'd say the one that I'm most looking forward to coming out is Occam's Razor, otherwise known as Occam Phi. Really looking forward to that one coming out. Governor DAO. No market cap, so I can't Can't really say. How long has this been out? 6-7 months? No, 6 months. Excuse me, sir. Did you just say 6 months? Governor DAO. Governor DAO. Governance as a service. That's basically a competitor to Dora Factory, but a shit-looking version. Circulating. Market cap's 4 mil. Pretty low cap version of Dora Factory. Let me just have a quick look at Dora. Dora, we adore her. 500. That must be about 60 million. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, so being essentially the same kind of thing without VCs. Like, this is a poor man's Dora, essentially. This has got gains potential, but in a DeFi season. So it's what? 14x less? So yeah, could be okay. Could be okay. It's not something I'd get involved in, but it could be okay. Can you make a video on how to stake Plasma Pay? I'm afraid I can't, Viral for Life. It's not really what I do. But thank you very much for the $5. FOMO Labs on Pancake Swap 3 days ago. 7 million market cap. Right, okay. Let me have a look then. Seeing as I've had numerous requests. FOMOLabs.io. $7 million market. Look at it. Is that it? FOMOLabs.io. Is that really the one? Because I really don't know what I can look at here. Have I got the right website is the question. Let me just check and see. Yeah, FOMO. Oh, FOMO Lab. Right, FOMO Lab. Right. Come on, let's twist again. Like it did last summer. Buy price for Beyond was 50 cents. Or 47 cents, one of the two. But thank you very much, Martin, for your questions. Missed your opinion. I like eBox a lot. It's solving a pain. Actually, a pain people feel. Oh, this looks great. Look at that. Creating new ways for content creators to connect with their audience. So it's quite a lot like, you know, like Elysium, and it's okay. It's okay. What's the other one? It is a little bit like Trustworks, actually. It's a lot like Trustworks. Probably better potential than Trustworks, I would say. Featured on Forbes. Oh yeah, this looks a lot better than it looked the other day. Because the other day this looked utter shit. It's obviously got. I mean, Tyson Fury. I mean, how many followers has this guy got? Tyson Fury. What a legend. I love Tyson Fury. 1.7 mil. So if he actually makes a serious business out of this NFT business, could be a very good investment. But you know, it's a bit like saying, oh, you know, Floyd Mayweather shouted out Centra, and look what happened to him. He got arrested. Hi Super, love your content. Why is Happy not on your future list? Because there's quite a few on my future list. Like, not everything makes the cut. Basket coin, deflationary coin. I'll check it out next time. Mist coming out of Kickpad looks like fire. Also for the late people, Superman's Udemy course is in the description with discount on. Thank you very much, RC. Oh, seeing as though it's kind of like the last question, I'll hold on. Seeing as though it's virtually the last question, I will have a look at Basket Coin. Brisket. Blockbank and and Kel VPN IDEO coming to BSC pad. BSC pad does seem pretty good, but I don't know. It's kind of guaranteed, which is good, but didn't. It's kind of guaranteed allocations, but the lowest cap is low allocations, and you have to really jump through hoops for it. It's got 347,000. Oh, this must be new. This must literally have just come out or something. Yeah, it must have just come out. It's only been out 24 hours or so. Basket coin. Basket coin. Oh, no, I think what I meant was $1 for Phantom, not $100. First deflationary. Oh, I hate these. Secure with a basket of cryptocurrencies, staking and management. So it's almost like trying to be like an ETF. Total of 7 cryptocurrencies, part of the basket security basket. All of them cover its value. Connect your private wallet. Lock 5,000 BSK on a special staking platform. Watch as your decision to support the network creates passive income. Unique NFTs. So DeFi NFT, deflationary. It just looks terrible, to be fair. But then, you know, shit coins do go up, so I have nothing more really to say on the matter. Altcoin buzz. That's a paid review then, I take it. Yeah, it looks shit. My personal opinion. What do you think of push? That's the last thing I'll look at then. Push. Ethereum push now. Oh. I don't know. I don't really know this. EPNS. I don't really know this. But what I will say is that is shit high volume. But I don't know what the market cap is, and that's really the most important thing. But it is interesting. Suppoman, you skipped super chats. Did I really? Let me have a look. Oh, hold on. Oh, I did. Love you to bits. Watched you since 2017 as well. What's your favourite 50x coin that's already on Binance? EasyFi has really strong potential. So does I'm not sure about linear 50xing from here. I think that's a bit of a stretch. Good question. Challenging. A 50x on Binance. I'd have to look into that. I'll have a look into it. But EasyFi is probably one of the better ones, I would say. Marlin, maybe. But again, doing really well already. 500,000 stars. 5,000 stars for Superman. Woo! Woo! Anyway. I think I have now got them all. I think I have now got all of the super chats that were made available. So, guys, thank you very much once again for being here, and I hope that this has clarified some questions you may have had in your mind about what I plan to do with my portfolio, etc., and what I plan to do. But essentially, I think that the long and short of it is that I'm going to be paying attention to the data, and I am planning, because we're in a bull market, I am planning on making as much profits as I can with very promising coins whilst we are in this period. And then once we get out of it, I'm just going to exit, I think, probably most of my positions. Possibly not all. I think at the time, when it comes down to it, because Chainlink was one of those cryptocurrencies that grew in a bear market. Like, it was an outlier. It was like, for every 10 coins that were tumbling, no matter how great they were, there was one coin that was going up. And, you know, Convergence, if they were to launch a security tokens platform at the beginning of a bear market, then it could probably still go up. It's a strong project, and that is a very, very strong narrative that they could be at the forefront of. So I don't know for sure, but all I will say is that for this bear period, I'm going to try and essentially make the 100x's while I can. But if it comes to the end, we come out of euphoria stage and we go into kind of denial stage based on that graph, which is why it's very important to follow the Suppoman. Then I will probably be exiting positions and taking a nice break on my own private island. Anyway, people, love you all. And I hope that you yourself have effective strategies moving forward. Remember, ABE, always bulletproof entry. Calculate the target price that you want. I'm very ambitious. And because I know that I have got the skills to be able to find the coins that can 100x and get into them early, I personally am comfortable with a 100x strategy. But you've got to go with what you got to go with. And you've got to take responsibility, like I said, for your exit prices. So, yeah. So, anyway, yeah. So, but this is a great period. You know, this was a period where I made 300x with Ethos. It can happen. So, yeah. Oh, blurred. What's happened? Anyway, so, love you, and I will see you next time. It is lights out, all out. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't you want me? Check this out. Oh, no.